Hi, my name is Carrie Barnett, and I teach art here at Colerain High School. This is the third year that the students at Colerain High School have been involved in a project called the Memory Project. This project started about 10 years ago, and it was initiated by a gentleman that wanted to reach out to orphans and underprivileged children around the world. So what we do is we pay a small fee to have a photograph of a student from an orphan. This year we're working with children from Ghana, and the photographs are sent to my students, and then my students create artwork that represents that child. So it's a portrait of that child, and then the portrait is then mailed back to those students in Ghana. And the idea is this way the students in Ghana, or the children in Ghana, will get a keepsake, a memory, something that they can have, because these students are very mobile and they don't have a lot of personal items. This allows them to have a little bit of history about themselves.
What I like about this project is that not only as an artist, like I can see the different textures and shapes of their face, but I also like being able to know that some kid in Africa that doesn't get a lot will have something that he can hold on to and cherish for a long time. I've always preferred pencil as a medium because I feel like I can really get a realistic image, and that's what I really wanted to do, because I wanted the kid to see who he is. I wanted him to see himself. I didn't want like a cartoon. I didn't want him to see that. I wanted a realistic image, and I wanted him to be proud of who he is, and because I think they should embrace that, and I don't think they shouldn't feel proud about where they come from.
So the selection process was where we had a 1 through 6, and we had to pick a number, and then so it was completely random, so we didn't get like biased, like, oh, this kid's really cute, I want him. So we didn't really get to fight, but even afterwards we were still like, oh, mine is still cuter. Obviously mine's still cuter. I chose painting because I don't know why, I just like it, I'm comfortable with it. I started out doing an underpainting, and then I went in with other colors, so like the blues and the pinks and stuff, to really bring everything out. And I'm not done yet, but it's getting there.
I was excited to do this project because I wanted to create art for someone that I didn't even know. Hopefully it'll like help them out and give them something to hold on to. It's harder to paint someone that I've never met before because I don't know what they like, I don't know what they wanted in it, and I didn't know like how to portray them as a person. So it was a challenge, but hopefully they like it. So.
Make 2 fists. Now, put them together with your inner wrists touching. This is the approximate size and shape of your brain. The brain is amazingly soft, composed primarily of fat and water, and is composed of 100 million brain cells, called neurons, that drive our thinking, learning, feeling, and states of being. Neurons need good fats, protein, complex carbohydrates, micronutrients like vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients, as well as water. These nutrients are used to drive the learning functions of neurons. So basically, your brain needs food for it to function. This is just as true with students, especially young children. They need plenty of food to fuel their brains for each day of learning.
The importance of eating throughout the school day, well, you need to refuel. You need that energy from food to keep going throughout the day. So what happens after we eat is our blood sugar kind of is stable, and after a while it starts to drop a little bit, and we'll get hungry, maybe a little cranky, can't concentrate as well. So we need to refuel.
How can students get the nourishment they need throughout the school day? The National School Lunch Program. The National School Lunch Program is a federally assisted meal program operating in over 100,000 public and nonprofit private schools. In 2012, it provided nutritionally balanced, low-cost, or free lunches to more than 31 million children each school day. How does it work? School districts and independent schools that choose to take part in the program get cash subsidies and USDA foods from the U.S. Department of Agriculture for each meal they serve. In return, they must serve lunches that meet federal requirements. These require schools to increase the availability of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains in the school menu.
Oh, the healthier foods are introduced in our national lunch program. It's just getting the kids used to them.
You know, when you're talking about what do you fuel with, well, the school lunch is a balanced meal, which is important. If you're just eating something like potato chips for lunch, what that does, all carbohydrates, some fat, is it raises the blood sugar, spikes it, you have some energy, and then it drops way low. You have an energy crash.
In order to make sure that all students get the brain fuel they need, the National School Lunch Program makes lunches available at free and reduced prices to students with families with lower incomes. Children from families with incomes at or below 130% of the poverty level are eligible for free meals. Those with incomes between 130% and 185% of the poverty level are eligible for reduced price meals, for which students can pay no more than 40 cents.
I would say 53% of our students are on free or reduced lunch, a little more than half of our school.
Gives us a sense of relief because we don't have to worry about, you know, a bunch of money for lunches. We don't have to worry about packing lunches. We know that our kids are going to get a nutritious meal every day.
Our students definitely benefit from the school lunch program in that before we added breakfast, for example, they would come to school without any food at all. And I think some of our kids wouldn't eat those 2 meals if they weren't in school having them.
Our students are the future of this country, and the National School Lunch Program provides them with the necessary nourishment to learn and become the great American citizens we're training them to be.